Hey, Bill Shaka here. Welcome to part 2 of Strategic Planning 101, how to deploy practical strategies that work. Yes, strategic planning can be taught because there are certain principles that you put into place. So I'm offering you 6. I offered you 3 yesterday. I'm going to offer you 3 more today. And some of these may work for you. Use them. Some of them may not work for you. If they don't work for you, well, let me tell you in Italian. Forget about them. Don't worry about it. Do what you can to utilize these if you think they're going to work for you. So here's the 4th strategy, the first one of today. Excuse me. Don't forget, one take wonders. You're going to hear the hacking. Have your managers talk about strategic planning in their meetings. So consequently, send a message down or have a meeting with all the managers who hold meetings that you would like them to discuss the strategic planning of the company this year in their meetings. Maybe on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, you can send little tidbits out about what's being discussed in the strategy, then tell them to bring it up. Get everybody involved. Get the radar up, all right? Get the antennae up so that individuals know strategic planning is happening and that strategy is important. So have your managers talk about strategic planning in their meetings. Here's the 5th. The second one for today, always bring the strategic planning back to the company vision. When I consult in strategic planning, during the entire session, I have a slide projected on the wall that is the company's vision. We never lose sight of that. And if somebody says, well, what do I do in this situation? My response is to turn around and say, look, there's the answer. It's on the board. It's the company vision, right? You don't question whether the company vision is right or wrong. You just simply go by it since it's there. Now, the interesting thing about this is that you will find many of your problems are solved by asking the question, how does this fit into the company vision? And I'm using vision and mission synonymously here. They're not. So you might actually have both. And in which case, if you do, you're going to need to maybe have both of them up on the screen and decide how you want to answer those questions. But I think they're important. They're important questions to answer. During your strategy sessions, relate everything back to the vision of the organization. And then finally, the third strategy for today, and the 6th one is ask the tough questions. And here's what I mean by that. Don't be afraid to raise your hand and say, well, what if this strategy fails? Or what if this tactic that will move this strategy forward fails? Then what? Then what? Then what? And see how far you can take the dominoes and roll them and have them fall. Ultimately, I will tell you this. Here's a little tip for you, a mind hack. Ultimately, if a strategy fails, it's going to do one of two things. It's going to either reduce revenue or increase cost. Okay, that's normally what happens. However, the thought process to get you there is important. So don't just say, well, if this strategy fails, costs are going to go up. If this strategy fails, we're going to lose market share. Don't just say that. Work the process through. And then what will happen is you're going to become a better strategic planner. For next year, you'll actually have that in place. Okay, so let me go over the 6 strategies from yesterday and today all together. So this is Strategic Planning 101, how to deploy practical strategies that work. Yes, strategic planning can be taught. The first one is don't make it too complicated. Number 2, get the people who will be executing the strategy involved in the planning process. Get them excited. Number 3, have weekly check-ins and monthly strategic planning meetings that are short and to the point. Number 4, have your managers talk about strategic planning in their meetings. Number 5, always bring the strategic plan back to the company vision. And the final one is ask the tough questions. What happens if the strategy or the tactic fails? Then what? Then what? Keep moving that forward. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 6 strategies that if you begin to implement them, you will actually begin to learn the process of strategic planning. So to answer the question, can strategic planning be taught? Damn right. Bill Shaka, thanking you for attending yet another edition of the 5-Minute Motivator. Looking forward to seeing you in the next. Please like, share, comment. Please join the memberships. Talk soon. Bye.